So let's talk about something you probably thought about while planning a trip. Why do hotels always seem to be packed together in one spot? I promise you, it is not random. And today, we're going to decode the multi-million-dollar strategy behind every single hotel's address.
Right, you've definitely seen this. You're walking around a big city, turn a corner, and suddenly, bam, you're in the hotel district. Is that just a coincidence, or is there some kind of complex, high-stakes master plan at play that decides exactly where every new hotel is going to be built?
To really get what's at stake here, just look at this number. Over 38 million. That's how many international tourists landed in Thailand back in 2018 alone. Now, for every single one of them, picking where to stay is one of the biggest decisions they'll make. Get the location right, and you've got a happy guest. Get it wrong? Well, it can totally ruin their vacation. The pressure is definitely on.
And honestly, there is no better place to solve this location puzzle than Bangkok. It is the perfect city to use as a case study to figure out the real science behind hotel placement.
Just think of Bangkok as like the Grand Central Station of Thailand. For a huge chunk of those 38 million visitors, this is where they land. It's their first taste of the country. And that makes the city this intense battleground where hotel chains are all fighting for the absolute best spots to catch that massive wave of tourists.
Okay, so to crack this code, the first thing we have to do is put ourselves in the traveler's shoes. So let's kick off our investigation by looking at what the guests actually want.
Seriously, pull yourself in that mindset for a second. You just got off a long flight, you're trying to figure out a new city, you're tired but you're excited. What are the absolute non-negotiables for your hotel's location? Well, the research really boils it down to two main things.
First up, accessibility. And this is all about making it easy to get around. How fast can you get from the airport to your hotel room? How simple is it to just hop on the SkyTrain, the BTS, or the subway and go explore? A hotel that's easy to get to and easy to leave from takes away a huge amount of travel stress.
And the second big factor is proximity. This is all about being close to the reason you came in the first place, right? You want to be a short walk from incredible street food, amazing shopping, and all those temples and sights you have to see. The less time you spend in transit, the more time you get to actually enjoy yourself.
You know, the research uses this fantastic term for all this stuff: convenience compensators. It sounds a little academic, I know, but the idea behind it is actually really simple and pretty powerful.
Basically, a great location compensates for all the little hassles of traveling. It's not just a place to sleep. It's a tool that makes your entire trip go that much smoother. The right spot means you're near the airport bus, you can get an easy recommendation for dinner nearby. It just makes life easier.
Okay, so we know what guests want. Easy enough. But that is only half the story. Now we've got to flip the script and look at this from the hotel's point of view. It's time to crack the business blueprint.
Because let's be real, choosing where to build a hotel isn't just about making people happy. It is a calculated, high-stakes financial gamble. The success or failure of a property that's worth hundreds of millions of dollars can literally come down to whether they chose the right street corner. So the very first question a hotel developer asks is, who are we building this for? This is what we call market segmentation. A spot right in the middle of the financial district, perfect for attracting those high-end business travelers. But that exact same location would be a total disaster for a hotel trying to attract budget backpackers. The location has to match the customer. Next, they look at the competition. Now, you'd probably think you'd want to build as far away from your rivals as possible, but that's not always the case. It's actually kind of counterintuitive. The research shows that clustering together can create a hotel zone. It becomes a destination in itself, and it basically signals to travelers, hey, this is the neighborhood where you find good hotels, which can end up bringing in more business for everyone. And finally, there's just the general vibe of the neighborhood, what the researchers call area attractiveness. This is all about the reputation of the surrounding area. Is it safe? Is it clean? Does it feel upscale? A five-star brand simply cannot afford to be in a neighborhood that doesn't scream premium.
So we've looked at this from the guest side, we've looked at it from the business side. Now it's time to put it all together. Here are the core secrets, the real solution to the hotel location puzzle.
So this slide really breaks it all down. You've got the guest-focused stuff, right? Proximity to the fun things and accessibility to get around. Then you have the big business decisions, the attractiveness of the area, where your competitors are, and knowing your market segment. The study even points out that the size of the hotel rooms is a factor in the location choice. In the end, finding that perfect spot is this really complex balancing act between all these different forces.
So there you have it, the established formula for success. But here's the twist. Just when we think we've figured it all out, the game is changing.
The world of travel is evolving, and the old rulebook for what makes a great location, it's being completely rewritten.
I mean, think about it. The way we travel today is nothing like it was even 10 or 20 years ago. The internet, social media, and just new priorities are creating a totally different kind of tourist, one with a very different wish list. Just look at this comparison here. The old way of traveling, the sun and chlorine model, was all about staying in a big, famous hotel chain in the most obvious tourist district. But this new, experience-oriented traveler, they want something else entirely. They want to actually hang out with locals, explore cool neighborhoods that are off the beaten path, and they really care about things like sustainability.
And this massive shift is creating a whole new set of reasons to pick a location. Word of mouth is now all about social media reviews, which can make a tiny little boutique hotel in a quiet part of town suddenly go viral. That desire for authenticity means that being outside the main tourist bubble can actually be a huge selling point. And the growing demand for green travel is pushing hotels to think about locations they never would have before.
So that leaves us with this one final fascinating question. As our tastes as travelers keep changing, the idea of a perfect hotel location is going to change too. The hotel of the future might not be downtown at all. It could be somewhere totally unexpected. The only real question left is, where do you think it's going to be?